Wait, if you're Christian, I'm not going to disrespect you. Neither am I disrespecting this young lady who's got the Holy Spirit right now in that dance. But what I want you to understand is this. If you were to go back 200 years ago, and we were having this discussion a couple of days ago, I was having this discussion a couple of days ago with a couple of gentlemen of different varying religions. But if you were to go back 200 years ago, 500 years ago, a person who would have jumped up and started dancing like this would have been said that they have a demon inside them. They would not have been told that they have the Holy Spirit. Because 200 years ago, 500 years ago, the only person who could have the Holy Spirit was the priest and the pastors. That's it. The average person inside the church cannot obtain the holiness to have the Holy Spirit. And so they would have either choked you, calling themselves exorcising the demon, so that you then can be free of this torment. And they would claim that at the end of your life, they saw your soul ascend to heaven as the demon left you. Now you may think that this type of dancing will relate to in Psalms where it says that David danced so hard for the Lord that he danced out of his clothes. But that is not where it comes from either. Some of you may say that the lady up there was appropriating black culture, and in a certain sense she is. But what she's appropriating even more so, and what all of you are appropriating, is the culture of voodoo. Exactly, that's right. The very thing that you would say is evil, the very thing that you would call demonic, is what you are appropriating when you're in your churches and you're dancing this way. As a matter of fact, the type of dance that the young lady was doing is a dance that had just become popularized, because if you go back 60 years ago, that wasn't the style of dancing that people were doing when they caught the Holy Spirit. Matter of fact, they weren't even dancing. 50 years ago, they were wailing and falling out and doing that sort of thing. When I was growing up in church, 20 years, 25, 30 years ago, that's what I saw, the wailing and the falling out. This type of dancing is relatively new, just like the way that people speak in tongues is a relatively new way of speaking in tongues, and the tongues keep changing because of whatever popularized words that are used becomes the part of the culture. But when you go back and you look at it in voodoo, it is the idea that your ancestors or the spirit that you're calling upon for help or for manifestation has come and dwelled inside you, or there's a spirit that the priest is looking for in order to teach the people, have come and dwell within them, and then they lose control of their body and their speech, oftentimes going into dances. So the very thing that you would now call satanic is the very thing that you now call Christian. And the Holy Spirit is the appropriation. You see, the Catholic Church means the universal church when they first started. And just because you are some derivative of Protestantism doesn't mean that you have walked away from that. You're still under that guise, still under that control. So is it Christianity? No, it's not. It's voodoo.